Hey, today we're going to talk about a little bit of my history. I've got mutations and strokes and all kinds of things that I can mention, and so I hope you stick along, and we'll see you on the other side. Hello again. I'm trying to make it a little bit louder than last time. I'm still apparently the best time for me to vlog is at baseball practice. So here we are again, and a little bit of my history. I had surgery on my neck back in 2000 I can't remember. But at any rate, they ended up nicking a nerve or cutting a nerve, which caused Horner syndrome. But there's three kinds, and I got the one that's not really threatening and just can't open my eye all the way. But then I started having what they thought was seizures, and so they put me on seizure medicine. And it must have been in 2013, and the seizure medicine actually gave me seizures. And so I went up to Mayo's, and all they did was rule out seizures and didn't bother to try to find out what it was that was going on, even though that was the agreement, because I knew I wasn't having seizures. But anyway, so once I got off the medicine, things seemed to calm down, but I was just really having a horrible time. And then on March 7th, I was at school, March 7th and 13. So I got my years mixed up. But anyway, maybe my surgery was in 11. But anyhow, 2013, I was at school and I was doing breakfast duty, because I was the music teacher there. And I was talking to the librarian, and this young man was not behaving. He wasn't eating, and so I got on to him, told him to stop talking and horsing around, and to eat his breakfast to get to class. And he continued to horse around, and so the librarian said the same thing. And when we went back to talking, she looked at me like I had a horn growing out of my head, and she said, "I think you need to go sit down." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "I think we lost you." And so I went and sat down in my office, which was just across the hall. Next thing I know, here comes the school nurse, and turns out that I had a stroke. And so I was fortunate that I was at school. I was 48 years old when that happened. Yes, 48 years old. And there wasn't much they could do. It's the kind that comes up through your spinal cord. And so I kept having TIAs and strokes and couldn't figure it out. And the doctors pretty much told me to make my arrangements, that I wasn't going to survive. My neighbor called me and begged me to go up and see a naturopath, holistic doctor that her in-laws had gone to. And I went up there, and he asked me questions like I'd never been asked. And one was, "Anybody in your family have this?" Well, in fact, yes, my mother died of it, my aunt died of it, my grandmother died of it. And so we couldn't convince any of the other doctors that it had anything to do with genetics. Anyway, long story short, he did a genetics test. Turned out that yes, we did have a mutation which causes us to not be able to absorb vitamins and minerals. So we have to take supplements that are already broken down, or as we say, I say it's already been chewed for us. And so, but it's called MTHFR, and I have two copies. The MTHFR runs in the family. Some people can carry the gene and not have any problems. Other people have severe problems, like myself and another first cousin of mine who also has chosen gone holistic. Up to this point, All our family members that got it died within a year. My mom lasted a year and a week. But my cousin and I both went natural, and I'm still here. What's this, 4 years now? And I have a first cousin that has it, and it affected her heart. She's also gone holistic, and she has survived several years and is still surviving. So I think we're on the right track. Hopefully at some point they'll find a cure. I know there's a lot of people that carry the gene. I carry 2 copies of it, which is not good, but anyway, so I've decided to start taking B12 shots every day. I'm supposed to take them every other day. I forget to take my medication regularly. I have a hard time. We're trying to work on that in speech to figure out some kind of routine for me to remember to take my meds. I am the single mother of 3 boys. They are right now 9, 11, and 13. And they help as much as they can, but they are still kids. And I do my best to keep a positive attitude with them. Try to keep going. They're still active in music and in sports, and all make good grades, perfect attendance. So I make sure that I save my energy while they're at school, and then I use my energy when they come home. I'm not supposed to cook unless there's somebody else in the house, so during the day I just snack around if I'm hungry. I don't always have much of an appetite, and then in the evening I either cook or we order out. Anyway, so that's basically my story. I finally, my school, I was on disability through my school, and just last month, or 2 months ago, I was approved for Social Security disability. It took a long time to get that one going. And so right now we're figuring out insurance and those kind of things. But I'm so thankful for the school's disability insurance. I didn't even know we had it, and the school called me and told me. So they filled out the paperwork for me, and we got that going. Also, that helped us survive during the time waiting for the Social Security. And so I really feel like my life is blessed. I'm going to try the B12 shots every day. My B12 levels are low anyway the last time they were tested, so why not? We'll give that a shot and see what happens. It can't hurt. B12 comes out of your body if you don't use it, so it also helps with the brain and cognitive things, and it also helps with me with energy. I notice if I take my shot, I have to take it as a shot. I can't take it orally. But if I take it in the evening, then I'm up all night. So I take it in the morning, it gives me more energy during the day. I took it today, gave myself a shot today, and went to rehab and was able to do a lot more things in rehab than I've been able to do for the last 2 weeks. I don't know, maybe I'm getting stronger, or it's the shot. They thought I was teasing when I said it was the shot, but I really do think the shot helps. So I've got almost a week before I go back to rehab, so I'll have a week of shots, and so we'll see how that goes. Speech said I did really well today, that I seemed clearer, so that gave me some hope. But I know, as you all know, that you have good days and bad days. Some days I feel good and I can get a lot done, and then there's other days where I just can't hardly get out of bed, and have to do a lot of sleeping. I still drive. That's one of the things I'm grateful for. There are days that I don't feel like I should drive, and then I have a friend that will help me, and a couple of friends that will drive me, and also I have one that helps me go grocery shopping. Grocery shopping is, I can't do that by myself. It's physically difficult. I use a walker or wheelchair when I'm out, and it's just next to impossible to push that cart and try to wheel yourself or walk yourself, and then get the groceries and the weakness. But I've been like this before, and I've bounced back physically as far as strength. So I'm hopeful that that will happen again, and that who knows, maybe I had a TIA in my sleep and didn't know it, and it just affected because I have my entire body's weaker. But anyway, so this is kind of my story. Like I told you guys last Monday, I think, or yeah, Monday, you know, that I got the bad news from the tests. I'm going to I've gotten a lot of advice to kind of ignore the tests and just go with how I feel. I do know that there's really bad days where it's questionable, but there's a lot of good days that it's not questionable. And I also can fake it pretty well. I am going to get some help at home. At least that's my goal, to get some help, and that way maybe I won't have to fake it so much and take some of the stress of the faking off. That way, because that takes a lot of energy too. For those of you that have families and you're trying to protect people, as I am, can understand that trying to be a caregiver and needing a caregiver is quite an ordeal. It is hard. So basically short, I've had strokes, TIAs, I have the gene mutation MTHFR. I am getting cognitively worse, on the road to dementia, but maybe it'll be a slow road. Maybe I can hold it off a little bit and get these kids raised, and because I've had a great life, and so it's not that I'm worried about missing anything other than my kids, and they need me, and I need them, and so together we'll make it. We'll be great. So thanks for watching, and thanks for the comments. I appreciate it so much, and thanks for following. Also, feel free to subscribe if you haven't, and like this video if you would. If you have groups that you're in for dementia or cognitive impairment, please share. I'm gonna ask that you don't share it on regular Facebook, just because right now I'm not wanting my relatives to find out about it, and it's amazing where they all end up at. But you know, you share it where you think's appropriate, and I appreciate it. Maybe someday when I'm braver, I'll open it up to sharing it anywhere. But right now, I just ask that favor of you. So anyway, have a great and wonderful evening, and I will talk to you either in a couple of days or the next baseball practice, which is Monday. So, well, talk to you later. Bye-bye.